Let's dive into the 9 types of seduction and find out which one you are.
All right, let's get into archetype number 7, the charmer. This one's a master of making you feel amazing.
Unlike the coquette who plays on insecurity, the charmer's whole game is making you feel superior.
And here's the hard truth they get. Most of us are filled with doubt. We don't want a challenge, we want a fan.
Their secret weapon? It's called a narcissistic feed. They tap right into that deep need for validation we all have.
Okay, think about a normal conversation. When you spend the whole time just talking about yourself,
What happens? The other person's brain just shuts off. They totally disengage, and the connection is lost. But here's the secret. You shift the focus to them, and suddenly their brain just lights right up.
Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli absolutely nailed this. He said, talk to a man about himself, and he will listen for hours.
And speaking of Disraeli, our case study is a wild one, how he charmed the most powerful woman on Earth.
Now, this wasn't a quick trick. He played the long game, slowly building a whole fantasy world around Queen Victoria.
He zeroed in on the parts of her that others totally ignored. Her intellect and, her femininity.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Charmers don't try to shine, they make you the star.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Let's break it down into some core, actionable tactics.
So you've got mirroring, targeted flattery, and deflection. That's really the core of the charmer's power.
But you gotta remember, the charmer is a sniper. This works best one-on-one, with super intense focus.
So that begs the question, what if you want to seduce a whole crowd, a company, or even a cult?
Well, for that, you can't just listen. You've got to radiate something, an inner fire. Which brings us to our next type.